What's up, sprinters? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over the top 5 mistakes that new players make in Predecessor. Let's get right into it. Coming in at the number 5 spot, as basic as it is, it's still worth talking about: dying. Obviously, everyone can understand why dying is bad, but there's a little more to it than just dying itself, so let's break it down. First, you're not on the map, so you're not getting EXP or gold. Second, you just gave whoever killed you a bunch of EXP and gold. Third, you're not in your lane, so the enemy laner can now decide what to do, whether they want to recall and buy items, or gank another lane while you're not present to get an advantage for their team. Same thing applies for jungling. Lastly, you put your team in a 4v5 state, and this becomes a much bigger issue the longer the game has gone on for due to late game teamfights and objectives. Which brings me to number 4, not taking objectives. How many games have you played of Predecessor where the first Fangtooth is taken at 16 minutes, or Mini Prime is completely forgotten about? These objectives should be taken off the map as soon as possible. Now, there's a lot that goes into taking an objective like Mini Prime, but with Fangtooth, you can easily gank the duo lane, pressure the enemy laners to recall, and rotate you and your duo lane to the objective to take it as early as 5 minutes. On top of that, depending on the jungler you're playing, you can just solo it as soon as it spawns at the 5-minute mark. So junglers, don't be afraid to limit test and see what you can get away with. At number 3, we have map awareness. Now, if you've played other MOBAs and watched guides much like this one, then you'll know that map awareness can't be stressed enough. The minimap gives you so much information and really helps factor into decisions you'll make throughout a game. As a general guide for how much you actually want to be looking at your map, the ideal is around every 5 to 10 seconds. The reason it's so important to look so frequently is because you can tell what's happening within the game. Don't see the enemy jungler? They could be ganking your lane. Don't see the enemy duo lane? Maybe they're a Fangtooth. If you study the map enough and really pay attention, most times the enemy team tells you their plans just by not being on the map. Coming in at number 2, we have a very simple but very important tip, and that is maxing the correct ability first on your characters. It is so important to understand your character's strengths and understand what abilities you should be leveling up first. Not only does it change the way you play the character, but also changes certain matchups into your favor just by maxing the correct ability first. A perfect example of this is maxing right click on Faye, Gideon, or Grux. All 3 of these characters have extremely strong right click abilities that make them either difficult to fight or makes them apply a lot of pressure through other means like constantly pushing waves and roaming. And finally, for the number 1 tip, if you take away nothing else from this video, I hope you take away this tip, as in my opinion, it is the most important tip in this list, and that is watch people better than you. The reason I say this is because across every competitive title, there have always been people who are extremely good at what they do, and a lot of them stream or make YouTube videos, etc. Watch their gameplay, look at what they're doing, what abilities they're maxing, what items they're building, and the way they rotate to the different places on the map. Understand what they're doing and why they're doing it. And if you don't know why, don't be afraid to ask a question or two. Now, proceed carefully, as too many questions in a short period of time can be overwhelming or really difficult to answer, but at the end of the day, watch the people that are better than you. See what you can learn from them and apply it to your own gameplay. You will be amazed at how quickly you improve. Also, a quick short bonus tip, just a reward for watching this far into the video. The most important thing in the game is getting gold and XP. The best way to do that is by last hitting the minions. If you look in the bottom left hand corner of your screen, or you hit tab and look at your name, you can see your kills, deaths, assists, and creep score, otherwise known as CS. This metric just shows how many minions you've killed throughout the course of the game. The ideal spot to aim for is 10 CS every minute. It's going to be difficult to start off with, but practice and you'll definitely get there quickly. Quick shout out to Feppy for helping with this list. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this list informative and helpful, and I hope you can take away some tips from this list and start thinking about what you're doing in-game and how you could be learning from mistakes that you might be making. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you guys enjoyed. It's absolutely free, and you can always change your mind. Peace out, guys.